Welcome to the September 22nd or September 2022 strategy call with 720 System Strategies. We're bankruptcy, we'd like to believe bankruptcy marketing experts. And we're going to unpack for you today consumer bankruptcy marketing. And as I do with these calls ever since you joined us, Amy joined us a few months ago. She's reaching out to many of our past clients and many people who were former clients about what we're doing now, because the 720 today is not the 720 that we were. Amy, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to be here. I've reached out to some of you all as well.
Yeah, she's reached out to many of you and she will continue to do so. Thanks, Amy. So the purpose of this call today is to discuss consumer bankruptcy marketing as of September 2022, and specifically how we're doing it and how I think of it. And I invite you to use this information with your other marketing that you're doing, because clearly you're not all using us. Some of them you aren't using us, but I want to unpack what we're doing. And I'm going to start with what we've learned over the past 2 years. But then I'm going to move over to these video ads that we're testing right now on YouTube, Facebook, and various web options where we can use video. Before we jump in, I want to say one thing. As you know, we always have the strategy calls on the second Tuesday of each month at 11 o'clock a.m. I should put here, a.m. Pacific time. That's 2 o'clock Eastern. And I highly recommend you block that. These calls are not necessarily long, but I try to make them meaty. This call will probably be 20 to 30 minutes, but I want to give it as much meat as I can. Next month's call will be on October 4th, 2022. Matthew Frey he has many clients that have filed for bankruptcy with him under a bifurcated case. And some of them have just dropped off the face of the earth. I mean, literally without making one payment. So what he's done over the past year is he started suing some of these clients, and he's going to talk about what he's learned from suing some of these past clients, the garnishment process, et cetera, et cetera. I know it's an interesting topic because not many people do that when they bifurcate, but he's going to share his data, which will be helpful for everybody. So once again, next month, October 4th, 2022, and our strategy calls are always on the second Tuesday of each month. Block in your calendar now, as you'll get these emails as they come out. So my goal for this call is to explain our structure of advertising for consumer bankruptcy leads, so you understand how I think and what we've done. And for a little background, we don't advertise nationwide. We advertise on a per client basis. We've built 93 campaigns out. So we got a lot of data, big markets, small markets, South, North. I think we've advertised it must be over 40 states. And all the campaigns we generate leads for are exclusive to the attorney, right? So what I mean by that, there's many leads out there where they generate a lead and they sell it to 3 people. That's not what we do. We generate the lead and and it's exclusive to you as long as you're a client of ours. Since March of 2020, when I came up with this idea, the reason why I came up with this idea, as you can see, it was the middle of the pandemic. I had attorneys calling me saying, gosh, my phone just stopped ringing. Like, what's going on? And I asked myself, where are these clients? Well, they're somewhere, and they're on their social media. They're on their phones somewhere. They're bored at home. And that's where we started. And we've generated since then 54,000 leads. 54,927 leads and 31,000 appointments. And it's not easy for me to show you the leads because it's fragmented into all these 93 different accounts, but I can show you the appointments. We do everything in Calendly. And if I go to all users and all teams and scheduled events, and I go back all the way to March 2020, and then I go all the way to September 2022. Now, we only go out 4 days when we schedule, but I'm going to September 30th. As you can see here, we've generated 31,704 phone consultations, right? Now, this is a consultation of someone who's raising their hand and saying, I want to talk to someone about my debt, right? So there's Brian Arnold, right? He's not being garnished, but has a few old car loans he'd like to wipe out. A 2016 Nissan Altima, which was a repo and already free sold to the bank, wants 15,000. You've heard this story before. You have had 100 of these clients before. My point is, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to raise the hand of somebody that says, I'm interested in learning more. And then what we do is, you'll see, we nurture them to see if bankruptcy is right for them. Okay. So here's what we've learned, right? Or what we're doing. The first thing is data analytics matters. You know, this is like a buzzword out there. People talk about data analytics, but the practicality is like, or how I used to think actually, well, how do I use it? Like, what does that mean? Where I can actually use it to my advantage. Well, after failing a lot with this, I figured out. So we have 110,000 past debtors that have been enrolled in the 720 credit score by you guys, right? Our bankruptcy attorneys. And these are debtors that are improving their credit score. So we ran those people from a nationwide perspective through an analytics program. And what we do is we serve ads to people that look like previous debtors while excluding the people that we already have as clients or leads, right? And as you're going to see, there's thousands of ads possibilities when you're dealing with analytics, because when an ad has success with this genre or this construct of people, the computer learning says, we're going to send this ad to people that look like these people, but they're going to send this specific ad with this specific copy. So when people ask me, oh, can you show me your ad? Well, I can show you an example, but there's thousands of possibilities, literally. Okay. So what I asked myself, and this is something you should be asking yourself, I really believe in all your marketing, you know, what motivates people in debt? So what I did, I reached out to our 720 credit score clients. And I said, you know, like, I want to hear from you. Give me your success stories and tell me what you're feeling after bankruptcy. And I held contests, right? So one contest, I said, best success story wins, or give me feedback. And some of it was random. Some of it was voted on by other people. I just mixed it up, but I gave away a $2,500 Amazon gift card. I gave away a MacBook Pro. I gave away $1,000 cash. I'm getting ready to launch one where I'm giving a first prize of $750, second prize of $250, and third prize of $100. But basically what I'm trying to do is motivate people to share their wins about bankruptcy, right? And, you know, they were generous. They came in. And here are examples of real people. These are real 720 success stories, 720 clients. These are maybe your clients, right? You may recognize someone who has filed bankruptcy, rebuilt their credit score in some way, and said, here you go, here's my success story to share with the world, right? So Barbara, credit score increase of 100 points, new car and 3 new credit cards. Farrell, credit score, in 6 months, credit score jumped from 540 to 690. These are people that bought new cars after bankruptcy. As you know, this is a key component. And I will have on a future strategy call about using cars in your intake, because it is a game changer for the firms that do that. And I will have that on a future strategy call. Maybe I'll do that in November, because, you know, debtors, as you know, don't take care of their cars. I mean, if they can't pay their bills, they'll make their car payments, but maybe they're not getting the oil change, changing their tires and things like that. And the beauty about bankruptcy in many states, there's, you know, you get a get out of jail free card with your car. And this is a highly motivating ad and concept that works, and we're seeing it working. So if you're not currently using this in your intake, watch for my emails or talk to Amy and I about that. This is something that we know works, and I see it in the ads because the ads are off the charts. The ad success on these are off the charts. But as you can see, I'm not hiding away from bankruptcy. Real people, real results through bankruptcy, right? Really clear. Another ads, right? I mean, many of your clients, I'm not sure if you keep track of this, but we have clients that many clients who buy homes after their bankruptcy, right? As you know, that's normal, or it's possible. We have, I mean, in chapter 7s, you wait 2 years after the bankruptcy. During a chapter 13, you can get a car or a new home during an active 13. What I find that works in advertising is not necessarily talking about the home right away, because the home, it's a bigger bridge to cross, convincing someone, yeah, you can buy a home. Buying a car, easy, they get it mentally and they realize it's probably possible. But just shows this is what's possible with post-bankruptcy. And these are the ads we show them. And then the data or the software, the algorithms serve the ads to the people that look most like the constructs of where they're in, or the silos. Okay, so when we generate a lead, and this is really, really important, I want to stress this up front, we're not pushing them into bankruptcy. I mean, that's not what we're doing. We're actually saying, learn more and submit your info. Like, just submit your information to learn more. Because most bankruptcy attorney or most bankruptcy debtors, it takes time to like move them into the concept of, yeah, I need to file bankruptcy, right? They get pushed in the corner at some point. That's when they go to Google. We're trying to get them before they get to Google. Now, once they submit their information, we text them immediately. We text them, you just submitted your information to learn more about bankruptcy. What's causing all the problems? What's causing all the problems? Now, about 50% of the people will respond right away, right? I mean, right away, they'll respond. And the minute they're rolling out their complaints, whether it's their spouse, whether it's their car accident, whether it's their job, whether it's their animals, I mean, whatever the reason is that you've heard 100 times, right? We know we got them. Because when you start getting a debtor talking about their debt, and someone actually listening, then it starts working, because we want them to share. We want them to talk to us. And 50% will get us get that. Well, here, like I said right here, excuse me, the goal number one is get them to talk. If we get them to talk, we know we're going to get them as a client, or at least to talk to their bankruptcy attorney. Goal number 2 is set an appointment for them to chat with you, their new bankruptcy attorney. And then so 50% will respond right away. 35% will go from that first chat to a phone appointment. That's how we book the 31,000 appointments. Okay. And then what we do is we text them every 10 to 15 days with some structure, but not too much. Like we don't want them to predict the text, but we don't text them and say, hey, do you still have debt problems? Right? We're assuming they have debt problems. If not, they're going to unsubscribe and they're going to say, don't contact me again, which we welcome in particular. But what we're doing is we're texting them things about bankruptcy that they may not realize. So it's like, you can buy a car in bankruptcy. You can keep your car in bankruptcy. You know, we just share with them information that they may not think. Yeah, you can actually file bankruptcy without having a job, right? Et cetera, et cetera. So once we generate that lead, we drop them into our lead follow-up campaign, and then we drip on them. Now, for those of you in our lead follow-up campaign, you've read the emails. These are not high-pressure emails. These are warm, touchy, like feel-good emails that get read. We have some emails, you know, I was doing some research, I forget the average open rate, come to think of it, of a current, let me actually do a quick Google search real quick, because this is interesting. Average open rate for email marketing 2022. Let's see what that is. So it's the average overall open rate, 16.97%, with a 10.29% click-through rate. We don't beg for a click in every email. The goal is to, as you know from these emails, it's to get people to read it and then hit the reply button if they want to talk to someone. So the click-through rate doesn't exactly apply, but our read rate, okay, across the board, we have the highest read rate we have is 51% for our emails. 51%. Okay. These are people asking for more information, which is extraordinary. The average read rate is somewhere between 25 and 30, and I should get an exact number on that. But my point is they're being read and they're being dripped on and they're being nurtured and they're hearing about these success stories. Here's a picture of this person with a car. Here's a picture of this person with a house. And they realize, bankruptcy is not the end, it's the beginning. Like, this is my fresh start. Because if they knew what we knew about bankruptcy, they'd file. And this is what we're trying to do, get them to reply to us and saying, yes, I want to set up an appointment, right? And many leads don't respond for months or years. I mean, years. I recently had an attorney say to me, boy, your marketing is doing great right now. And I said, Matthew, it was Matthew from who's going to talk next month. I said, it's actually not our marketing. It's the fact that we're dripping on so many leads. It looks like the cost per appointments drop 50 or 60%. It's not that. It's just a function of nurturing so many leads. It's catching up. Okay, let's move on. So the goal with this lead, as I said, is teach them about bankruptcy. And if they're not interested, we want them to unsubscribe. We don't want to email them. We don't want to text them, right? We want to show them what their life is going to be like after bankruptcy. And most importantly, and this is where all the profit comes in. This is where all the profit comes in. We want to generate the lead before they get to the point that they're Googling bankruptcy attorney near me. Okay. Here's the problem. The problem is if you're competing in Google and you're advertising bankruptcy attorney near me and you're getting that lead come in, you're paying somewhere between $100 and $150 on that Google lead, because they're typing in bankruptcy attorney near me. And I'm talking about the raw costs. If you take out all the fluff, all the organic leads and all the local leads and all that stuff, I'm talking for a Google AdWords lead, you're talking between $100 and $150 per cost, right? And you have to convert. Like, you have to convert that to be profitable. You need to be completely on your game, because they're ready to file right now. They have a bankruptcy, or they're getting garnished, or whatever it is, they expect to be filing soon. And I want to generate this lead before they're at that point, whether it's 30 days, 90 days, 180 days, whatever it is, so I can nurture them and show them and that, bankruptcy is not the end. And by the way, this attorney is the best one for you, right? This attorney actually cares. They're going to give you 7 steps or 720 credit score. They're going to meet with you. They're going to give you all these, they're going to do for you what not every bankruptcy attorney will do, right? I had one attorney here in Arizona say to me, it's amazing. I got this call from this lady a year later, and she acted like she knew me, and I'd never talked to her. I looked in her database, never knew her, but because we were nurturing her for so long, she felt like she knew the attorney, which many of you have probably felt. So as I said, the goal is to get them before they're Googling. And second is to generate a lead that's interested in learning about bankruptcy. And currently this lead cost is $30 to $40 per exclusive lead. Okay. This is the most inexpensive exclusive bankruptcy lead in the market. There's nothing that, there's no bankruptcy lead out there that's in this realm. I mean, Nolo sells a $33 lead 3 times. Okay. And they can't even compete with this, in my opinion. Okay. So this is something with the new ads we're currently testing. And this is what, I'm doing as of right now. I would like to believe that we are in the forefront of marketing and testing, because all we do is bankruptcy. We're not doing family law. We're not doing personal injury. We're not doing anything. And believe me, we've had plenty of attorneys come to us and say, would you build this campaign for me? And I say, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm bankruptcy. That's it. Consumer bankruptcy. So these are video ads we're currently running. We've tested this for about $40,000 in ad spend in various markets around the country, big markets, small markets, et cetera, et cetera. Early results show that this appointment set rate's higher. And I would imagine the conversion is, but I don't have that data yet. And let me show you what it looks like. Hold on one second.
Bankruptcy was probably the best thing I ever did. No more bill collectors calling. And I recently took the 720 credit building program. I was skeptical at first. I think I looked it over for a few months, didn't want to make a commitment, but I finally decided that it was time to declare bankruptcy. I arrived at that due to medical debt and poor choices over the years, a lot of moving around. I was able to get a really good deal. Everyone wanted to loan me the money. I've been able to turn my credit around. I believe my credit was only 415 when I started. And while I didn't get to 720, I'm now at 695. I'm now able to drive a brand new car. I bought a 2021 Nissan Versa with 7 miles on it. I bought a 3-bedroom, 2-car garage house. No more pressure or stress. And I know where my money's at all times.
Real people, real results through bankruptcy. I mean, this is what it's about. This is the message we got to get out. Okay. Let me show you another example.
After my bankruptcy and getting all of my debt wiped away, I cannot tell you how I felt. I felt so much peace. The weight was lifted off of my chest. I could take a breather, inhale, exhale. My mind was so much clearer, so much laser sharp. I could really map out my plan and what I wanted to do to complete my goals. 720 credit score set me up for success by giving me the tools I needed to rebuild my credit, which then allowed me to rebuild my life. I'm so grateful I filed bankruptcy. I got a fresh start. And my saying is, when you know better, you do better. My bankruptcy allowed me to take out a loan. I was able to pay for my attorney fees in between to start my own nonprofit organization and to also publish my book. I'm so grateful. There's no words to express how I feel right now.
With the happy dance, right? So, every one of our clients should know about this. Right? Every one of them, every one of our leads, right? So overview on the videos. How are we getting these videos? By asking thousands of people to submit their success story. And, a small percentage actually work. Then we got to edit it in and all that stuff. We're just hoping for the best, right? The costs, early results based on the spend we've done is that these leads are going to be a little more expensive to the tune of 10 to 15% higher. So it's probably going to be somewhere like a $35 to $45-ish lead cost. I don't know yet, but that's what I'm guessing. But the beauty is, this is why digital marketing is so great, right? We can retarget, right? So say, for instance, someone doesn't give us their name and email for us to text or email. That's okay. Because guess what? Someone watches the video. We can retarget them with other bankruptcy videos about their future and just nurture it. Just nurture little by little. And, the point of the strategy call is 2 things. One, to just give you insight on what we're doing. And I do believe, humbly, I say this, that because we are completely bankruptcy focused and because we have all this other data around us in terms of our lead follow-up and our texting and our reviews and all these different things. I believe we just think more creatively than like a typical advertiser. I do not believe for 1 second that an entire advertising budget should be with us. Absolutely not. We should be a sliver of your advertising budget. This should be one arrow in your quiver, right? And if you're not doing advertising with us, we would love to help you. And here's our contact information. You talk to Amy or myself and be a part of it. But if you're not advertising with us, we hope you'd be open for a conversation. And then second of all, if you are advertising and we are doing the other ads with you, if you'd like a video component, we can add a video component to it as well as like an add-on, et cetera, et cetera. But the purpose of this is to just give you what I'm seeing and how I'm thinking about advertising at the moment, and welcome you on board if you're interested. So all that being said, any questions, any thoughts? If you have questions, you can just share your camera. We can engage. We can brainstorm. We can do whatever you want in this time. Hey, Eric, there we go.
I forgot I don't have my video up, but hey, well, just a comment first and then a question.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would definitely agree with you. And actually, you have always been my only advertising, and it worked so well that I haven't advertised in 2022 because I can't keep up. And the big thing, I think you mentioned it, but I think it needs to be emphasized, is it's the drip campaign. we're still getting people calling from the emails that we originally captured 2 years ago, and so I would encourage anybody that needs a little pickup to be doing this if they're not. But
Thanks, Eric. Thank you.
and I can't wait till we can get back onto a campaign again once I get caught up. So, but my question is, I've seen some rumblings in the attorney's Facebook page that they're seeing Google taking down bankruptcy ads. Have you heard about that at all?
I don't advertise on Google, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I know there's been like a lot in that space of credit and debt. Like that's been for years. I don't know about recently what they've done or they haven't done. It's just not my space.
Yeah, it's just been the last couple of days I've seen people posting that there's some issue with Google taking down bankruptcy ads lately, and I don't know if it's affecting everyone or just a handful of people, but just thought that was interesting.
Well, I can
Well, for
tell
me,
I can. I'm sorry. What was that?
Well, for me, I advertise on Google local service ads,
Mhm.
and they still advertise bankruptcy services on local service ads. I didn't notice anything being taken down.
Okay, good to know.
If
Thanks.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, Susan.
Hello. Yeah, so I can say most definitely, we have been having major issues with Google not posting reviews. And I think we've actually sent some things over to you, Phil, and
Yeah.
asked your team to investigate that for us. So it's the Google reviews that Google is refusing to post. We've had a number of clients send us the reviews, send us a screenshot saying that Google has accepted it and it's nowhere to be found on the internet. And this has been going on since the beginning of the year. And the last couple reviews that they have posted, we're at 91 5-star reviews. And we just had a new review go up last week and we stayed at 91. And the same thing happened the week before. So now, but we can't figure out which ones they're taking down, but they're definitely playing games right now. And we can't figure it out.
Well, Susan, to your point, I mean, you're so thorough. Your office is so thorough around that. We've been doing this for years, but like we didn't know any of this until you showed us data. I mean, you're so thorough. You're like giving us screenshots. Like my client sent this in. Here's the proof, and it's horrible. We've had clients also that their entire local listing is gone, disappeared, like gone. I had one client in Indiana, 167 reviews, gone. One in Wisconsin, 300 and something, gone. Now they got it back, but it was after months and months of it. And that's a big deal when you're dealing with local service ads, when you're dealing with all this organic traffic. I get it. And it is confusing. And I just wish I had data on that, but I really appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, you're welcome. And hopefully we'll figure something out. But quite frankly, we might not even have known about it if it wasn't for your campaign, because we do the drip and the follow-up. And when you have at the bottom, leave a review, clients are getting back in touch with us saying, hey, we already did it. Here it is. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, we never knew this until you. So thank you, Susan.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah, I know.
I'd rather be known for something else.
Well, no, I mean, no, but there is a blissful ignorance, I guess, but no, we want to know about it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Susan.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? Elias, do you have a question or a thought or anything like that?
Yeah, the drip campaign works so good that I have had clients from 3 years ago, 4 years ago that I met with, and they are coming back now saying, oh, okay, I'm ready now. I've been getting your emails. I love them. And I am now motivated to go and follow the bankruptcy now, 4 years later. So I love those. I even have, I had like 3 systems with you. You created for me. One for bankruptcy because something else goes with it also, foreclosures and credit card debts and all. And it just works perfect. Yes, I love it.
Thank you, Elias. Which it actually reminds me, many people have asked me, well, why do you sell this lead so inexpensive, right? Because it's cheaper than other bankruptcy attorney or other leads out there. And the reason is because I don't need to make all my money on the lead. Like you said, Elias, you have 3 things with us, right? Like we generate income all throughout the process, right? Which is why I'm so focused on generating leads that go into the funnel so that we can convert as we go. With Aaron Kroenke, he mentioned earlier, he hasn't had to advertise for a year. Now that's not normal, but I remember specifically with South Dakota, we launched this campaign and it was like there was no competition. It was like they were flooding in. It was like the fish were jumping in the boat. It was such a like fertile ground. And we generated so many leads. He got so overwhelmed, and it's still paying dividends. So Elias, thanks for bringing it up and thanks for sharing. Any other questions, thoughts, comments that you want to share? If any of you want to talk, you can easily reply back. Cynthia, good to see you.
Good to be seen. Listen, the drip campaign is so awesome. And you know, I've been working with you for years.
Yeah.
And I get people, you know, and they come through those emails. I've had to set up another category for people who refound us through the drip campaign. It's just really awesome. And I'm coming back to you for Facebook. I'm ready now. Let's get it.
Good deal. Thank you, Cynthia. And now for those of you who don't know, like our lead follow-up, these drip campaigns are talking about, it's $100 a month. Okay. It's $100 a month for 1,000 names. Most people never get over 1,000 names. But my point is this is not expensive. Like all our thing. I mean, I'd like to think that we're the most value, you know, we're full value when it comes to 720 system strategies. And I share that because there's people on the call that don't know what we do, et cetera, et cetera. So thank you, Cynthia.
I have something, Phil.
Yeah.
For Cynthia. I have something for Cynthia, two things. I had reached out to you about the texting as well, but not only that, you're going to be getting a call from Theta Page here in Plano, Texas.
Yeah, you guys, okay, good. I refer her.
Thank you.
We've chatted with, thank you very much. And we chatted with her and we said, hey, call Cynthia, call Cynthia. She says, I am. And we just spoke actually last week and she said, she's going to get on board with us next month. She's looking at everything and trying to determine, but I said, be sure you call Cynthia. And she says, I am.
Yes, that's my friend down in Texas.
Thanks,
That's
Cynthia.
where I am.
Oh, okay. So I want to talk to you guys. I did have a question. Now, what about Google? Is there any way that I could get those videos on my Google on my not Google, my YouTube page?
Yeah, we're figuring that out. I'm trying to figure out a system, and I don't have this yet. And Cynthia, I'm open for your ideas. I love your ideas always. I'm trying to figure out a way to, you know, let our attorneys use these. I'm going to have them. I'm naturally going to put them in the lead follow-up and our texting campaign. So for those of you who are in our email drip sequence, your clients are going to get these to nurture. For those of you in our texting, we're sending out text messages with these videos, right? And once again, to nurture, to set the appointments. I haven't figured out how to matriculate them out, but it's something I'm working on. And for everyone on the call, I'm open to your thoughts on that. Thank you, Cynthia.
Okay, I'll wait for your call, Amy.
Okay, thanks, Cynthia. Any other thoughts, questions, anything like that before we wrap it up? Okay, well, on behalf of 720 System Strategies, Amy and I, we're just honored that you would let us serve you, right? And we're honored that we can be a part of your bankruptcy practice where we are literally touching lives of these people. I mean, watching those videos, I get emotional. I'm like, these people went from stressed out about their credit score and their debt to cars, nonprofits, homes, et cetera, et cetera. And the best is yet to come. So thank you so much, Amy. Good to see you. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.